Good morning to you all. His Excellency Hailemariam Desalegn, Prime Minister of the Federal Democratic Republic of Ethiopia, and our gracious host, UNDP Administrator Alan Clark, honorable ministers here present, ambassadors and members of the Diplomatic Corps, Ambassador Jean Fassoni, representing the AU Chair, dear friends Mar, Ahuna, Selim, Alberic, and all colleagues from the UN family, Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen. It gives me great pleasure to share this platform for the launch of one of the most anticipated reports every year. This year has proved pivotal for the global development agenda setting, because Addis Ababa has played a critical role in it by successfully hosting and chairing the third International Conference on Financing for Development. The government of Ethiopia created the momentum that we saw producing results throughout the year, including the just ended 21st Conference of the Parties of the Climate Change Convention in Paris. Mr. Prime Minister, your leadership and commitment was critical for the approval of the Addis Ababa Action Agenda. It is therefore befitting for you to conclude the year with a global launch of a report that complements so well the messages of this momentous year. The theme of the report, Work for Human Development, speaks to the key priority of the African continent, namely structural transformation that would allow for job creation and inclusive development. The report recognizes tremendous progress, albeit uneven across regions, translated into improvement in life expectancy, education, access to clean water and basic sanitation, as well as increase in per capita income. This progress is also biased for all regions towards men, as corroborated by the Gender Inequality Index. Africa in general, and Sub-Saharan region in particular, registered an annual Human Development Index growth of 1.08% on average for the period 1990 to 2014, positioning the region as the third best performer after South and East Asia and the Pacific. The report also highlights the remaining challenges that include a range of issues, from persistent poverty, rising inequalities, vulnerabilities to shocks and risks, and climate change. All of these issues are extremely relevant and in sync with Africa's own Agenda 2063. Please allow me to highlight three key areas that demonstrate the linkages. The Human Development Report argues that enhancing human development through work requires policies and strategies in three broad areas: creating job opportunities, ensuring workers' well-being, and developing targeted actions. This adds momentum to the continent's priority to create jobs. The Common African Position on the post-2015 Development Agenda, as well as Africa's Agenda 2063, state the same. More importantly, all of the 14 actions to which the African leadership committed to concretize Agenda 2063 are either explicitly related to job creation or to an enabling environment for the same. The first 10-year implementation plan of Agenda 2063 aims at increasing per capita income by 50% from 2013 level, while reducing unemployment rate by at least 25% during the same period. To reach these goals, ECA has been vocal for African leadership to operate a structural transformation with bold industrial policies that promote value addition, economic diversification, and regional integration. The materialization of such continental ambitions requires also both synergies across member states and a customization of the African agenda to national plans across countries and sub-regions. The Human Development Report further addresses the imperative and urgency of shifting to sustainable work in line with the SDGs. The three dimensions, termination, transformation, and creation, suggested to promote sustainable work, generate both opportunities and challenges. With world leaders currently addressing means and ways to mitigate climate change, to adapt to its irreversible impacts and reap out its obvious opportunities, there is a need to position Africa to be the leader of a carbon conversion of manufacturing with the full use of the potential for green industrialization. That will be, by the way, the theme of our economic report on Africa next year. Unlike other parts of the world, fearful of losing jobs from obsolete power due to the abatement and energy efficiency, Africa is well positioned to lead on hydro and other renewable energies, overtaking coal, which, while remaining the cheapest source of energy for the industrialization process, has also been one of the greatest pollutants. As a result of abatement and mitigation policies, the market capitalization of the four largest US coal companies dropped from $22 billion in 2010 to just about $1.2 billion in May this year. Poland alone, that was referred by Selim, has shut down 37 coal mines and laid off 269,000 workers in the last 16 years. Africa has more to offer in clean and renewable energy than any other region. Africa has also the capacity to generate new areas of what the report defines as sustainable work. Hydropower potential is estimated at around 1,750 terawatt hours, and geothermal energy estimated 9,000 megawatts. Africa's 0.3% potential of generating energy from solar could supply all energy requirements of the European Union. Finally, the biggest challenge for the continent is to actually convert this potential into tangible infrastructure by creating an enabling environment and raising its human capital skills, as specified both in the report and Agenda 2063. In fact, most jobs related to industrialization and energy development require science, technology, engineering, and mathematics competencies where more trained brains are needed. The adaptation for these requirements has to be fast for Africa to be able to create modern and decent jobs. Gender bias in these areas of education has to be addressed upstream to make these job opportunities evenly accessible. Ladies and gentlemen, the changing nature of employment, occupational patterns, phenomena of jobless growth, aging and demographic shifts, and automation and technology developments are creating exceptional levels of complexity and, I may say, anxiety. The more skilled the individual, the more global are its chances. The less skilled individual, the more restricted will be its mobility and opportunities. This report addresses the question of how can work enhance human development. The report takes a large perspective of the concept of work to account for conventional jobs, unpaid care work, as well as voluntary work and creative work. It highlights progress and challenges and depicts different factors affecting the world of work. It gives us precious insights on the imbalances of paid and unpaid work, as well as the imperative and urgency to move to what it terms sustainable work. Finally, it proposes to enhance human development gains through work by suggesting a set of strategies to create job opportunities, to ensure workers' well-being, and to develop targeted actions that will transform current realities. In other words, it is a bold report. In Africa, we like bold. We need ambition, we promote change, and we expect disruption. Thank you.